Okay, in the previous session, we have seen how to display the list of patients. So in a moment, you're going to see the list, our Angular app. Yeah, so this patient list is displaying a list of users and there is an edit link, and you have to, when you click on this edit link, you should navigate to the edit page. So in the edit page, we should know what person I select, what patient I selected. So when you select something from here, you have to send information and say that I selected so and so record. So in this case, we'll pass the name of the patient. And first of all, we'll see the how to configure the edit link to send the data to the uh, edit page. So go to your list component. So this is the link. So you define a anchor link like this and keep within edit. So anchor link. So there is a property called router link. Router router link, and the value should be dynamic. So this will take two parameters. The first parameter is nothing but your page. So patient edit. So this will tell which page to navigate, and the second parameter is nothing but patient dot name. So let's see what these values, and the other parameter router link active equal to active. So what is this patient edit? So this patient edit is a key. We define it within the routes. So when you use this patient edit, it will navigate to this component, and this patient edit has a parameter called name. So when you click on this link, it will navigate to this patient edit component, and we need to pass a name, and we configured our link to pass the name. So this is saying when you click on this link, it will go to this page and with this information. So let's go and see your patient edit. So here we have a input name parameter. See this, here we are passing a name, and this we are sending it to this patient edit, and in the patient edit this is the input parameter. So that means whatever the parameter we are passing from the list, it will go and sit here. Okay, so now we have to make some more changes to your component so that whatever the list page is sending, we need to read the data and retrieve here. So here define private route. There are two. So route type of activated route, comma, and there is a router also. So define private router of type route. So when you refer these two, automatically this got imported, active route from the Angular router. So then in ng on init, because this is the loading of your page, I will just simply display console.log name parameter from list. So this is a concatenation. This dot route dot snapshot dot params of name. Put this within the single quotes name and display here. Now run your application and see the value. So there is some exception, it seems. Save all the changes. Rerun one more time. There are some issues. So what are those issues? See, we did miss something. You can remove this local. I don't know what it is. The app route module. Patient comp edit component is declared here. Where it's declared, export. Okay, so why it is showing exception here? Did we not close? Go to your list edit. Okay, so component, something we messed up. Okay, okay, so this is closing here, this is closing here, this is closing here, everything looks good. Then why it is showing exception? So sometimes even look at the issue, run one more time. So this is a like debugging or understanding the issue. Let's run one more time and see what is the issue. Okay, look at the link we defined here. Okay, this is a router link. So we opened up double quotes, patient. Yeah, this is the issue. So yeah, patient edit. So Angular is really case sensitive. So close this one more time. There is an issue in the link itself. So that's why be careful. So patient edit, comma patient name. Something is here only. Patient name. And did we close it? Yes, router link active equal to active. Yeah, this looks good. Then where it is failing? So here we declared private route activated route and private router. So this dot params dot name. Everything looks good, but still it is throwing exception. close this. There might be multiple. Open this again, go to the source. So that's why Angular is very sensitive. But you can achieve the perfection by only practicing. Okay, still app patient edit component, no suitable injection token parameter router. Okay, so this is the way patient edit component. So no suitable injection token parameter router of the class patient edit. So what it is saying in the constructor, we took to so just replace this one and see. So the router is throwing an exception. See why it is throwing an exception. Show the potential fixes. Yeah, preview the changes. We imported a route. Okay, we should not import the route. We should import the router. Yeah, this is the issue. It's a simple. Yeah, now compile successfully. Okay, refresh the page. Yeah, so when you click on patients, compile one more time. Yeah, now it's working perfectly. Okay, patients, and when you click on is our API running? No, it's not running. That's why it's not showing the data. Okay, so go back to your app, reload. Okay, so when you click on edit, now it should navigate to the list edit page, and here it should display the name we selected. See, I'm selecting Mark Luther. So when you click on edit, see name from list Mark Luther. Go back to your list. So I'm selecting Mike Arthur 1. So you can see Mike Arthur 1. Okay, so now let's see what we have done. It's very simple. In the list component, I defined a router link, anchor link with router link parameters, and this is navigating to this page with this property. So here this property is dynamic. According to your each row, this name will be the respective name will be passed. So this is the part in the sender. What we have done in the receiver. So first we injected uh, two parameters or two objects, the activated route and the second one is router. So these are the namespaces, activated route and router. And in the ng on init, because this is a loading of your component, I am using the route parameter, so which is activated route snapshot params.name. So from where this name came from, this name came from the input parameter. So what it will happen if I remove the name, if I comment out this name, let's see. So click on edit. Okay, sometimes you have to rebuild because the changes sometimes they might not take immediate effect. So rebuild it. So now go to your debug tool, click on edit. So still passing the name parameter. Okay. So what? So this doesn't have any. We are not using the input parameter here. We are using the route. So still we can pass input output parameter. I'll show that later. But you can ignore this input parameter. We are only using the route. What will happen if I remove this? If I remove this patient name from here. So save it. Come back here. Click on edit. So because it's sending a parameter, it expecting a parameter. If you go here in the router, it expecting a parameter. It expecting a parameter called name, but you are not sending the parameter. That's why it's showing an exception. Okay. So what will happen if I change it to name one? So I'm trying to explain from where this name come from. Okay. So I just did some random text. Now see the list undefined. It's trying to read name HG from the router and it did not find anything and it's throwing an exception. So what it will happen if I change it here? Will it work? Okay, come here. See. So that means whatever we parameter we defined here, that we are trying to access here by using the route snapshot params of the key. So now make it okay, and so this does it's just value. So the key is here. Okay. So basically we will not use the name as a parameter. Instead we use ID as a parameter. So here in the patient. Okay, so now you understand how to pass data from one place to another place. And there is another way you can pass data from one place to another place, or one page to another page by using a local storage dot set item. So this local storage dot set item, my local variable, my local name, and this is the value. So this is the key for the local storage. It's a kind of session. If you look into your um, ASP.NET, but this local storage will be stored in the browser. So this is the key and this is the value. So here in the sender you are setting the value, and in the receiver not only from one page to another page, it's a kind of session where you declare the variable in one place and you will use it in all other pages. So here you can specify, you can access the value dot log local storage usage. So local storage dot get item. So in the get item, you just pass the key. That's it. It will give the value. What is the key here? My local name. And you should display uh, the name, whatever the value we have. Okay, let's find out. See, local storage usage mat80. Whatever I have passed in the list, that you are seeing it here. So generally, we don't. So the name is not useful here. Instead of name, we should use the um, we should use the ID. So this doesn't have an ID. So let's define the ID here. ID dot number. So go to your service. Where is the service? Yeah, in the services, patient service. I think you are getting the ID. Okay. So now you define this as a ID. It's instead of uh, name, you define an ID. So here ID. Let's see. Here also you change it to ID. ID Param from the list. Let's find out whether it's okay. The list 9. If you see 9. So for test user, it's 17. For Mike Arthur, it's 5. Yeah, we are passing the ID. So in this session, we have seen how to pass a parameter from one place to another place, and then how to use it in your page. Any questions? So in the next session, we will see how to retrieve by using this ID, how to retrieve the value from the database, the particular patient. So basically what we are doing, we are selecting a particular user, a particular patient, and now in the edit page, we should get the complete information. Now we have only the ID of the user, and if you see, it's a query string parameter, and you can see the value here. So now we have only number 12. By using that 12, I need to retrieve the data from the database, complete patient information, and display the data here. And user can make the changes and he can save the changes. So we'll see that in the next session.